Welcome to Zen Trails. Before you swipe away, let me tell you something. There are a million louder, faster things you could be watching right now, but you are here, and I don't think that is an accident. That is a rare thing. If your mind has been feeling heavy lately, you are exactly where you need to be. Let us slow down and listen. There is something that has been hurting you. Maybe it happened recently. Maybe it happened years ago. You know what it is. Now, here is the question no one asks. How many times have you been struck by that same thing today, without it actually happening again? The Buddha taught something 2,500 years ago that most people have never heard of. He called it the second arrow, and once you understand it, you will never suffer in quite the same way again. One morning, the Buddha gathered his monks beneath a banyan tree. He asked them a question that stopped them completely. If a man is struck by an arrow, does he suffer? The monks said yes, of course. And if a second arrow strikes the very same wound, does he suffer more? Again, yes. The Buddha nodded slowly. Then let us talk about the second arrow. The first arrow, he explained, is pain that comes to us unbidden, the loss of someone we loved, a body that betrays us, a failure that costs everything, a betrayal we did not deserve. This is unavoidable. This is the price of being alive. The Buddha never said otherwise. He did not teach that life would not hurt. He said, I do not teach the absence of pain. I teach freedom from unnecessary pain. That one word, unnecessary, that is where everything changes. The second arrow, the Buddha said, is the one we fire at ourselves. After the first one has already struck, it sounds like this. Why did this happen to me? I should have known better. I will never recover from this. This always happens to me. I am broken. I am stupid. I am not enough. These are the second arrows, fired by our own hand, into our own wound, long after the first pain has already done its damage. The first arrow, you had no choice. The second, you did. And here is what makes this teaching so difficult. We fire the second arrow believing it will somehow help. That if we punish ourselves enough, we will become better. That if we replay it enough times, we will finally understand that suffering harder will earn us something it does not. A monk once asked the Buddha, Master, is it wrong to feel pain? Is it weakness? The Buddha looked at him for a long moment. When touched by pain, he said, the wise person does not add to it. They do not say, why me? What does this mean? What does this say about who I am? They simply say, there is pain. And they let it be only what it is. So, what do you do with a wound? You acknowledge it. You do not pretend it is not there. You do not smile at it and say, everything happens for a reason. You say, this hurts, this really hurts, and that is okay. Pain is allowed to be here. That, according to the Buddha, is where healing begins, not in the fighting, in the allowing. The second arrow, once you see it, loses much of its power. The next time your mind reaches for it, the why did this happen to me? The I should have known, that this always happens to me. You will feel the hand reaching for it, and you can choose, just in that breath, to put it down, not forever, not all at once, just in that breath. A monk who had practiced for 20 years once told a student something the Buddha had told him. The wound will close when you stop reopening it. Think about what has been hurting you. The thing I asked you about at the very beginning of this video. Now, ask yourself honestly, how much of what you feel right now, in this moment, is the original wound? And how much of it is the story you have been telling yourself about that wound every day since? The first arrow we cannot always prevent. Loss comes, failure comes, betrayal comes, illness comes. This is life. But the second arrow, the self-blame, the shame, the endless replaying, that one is ours to put down. You have already been hurt enough by what happened. You do not need to keep hurting yourself with the memory of it. Put down the second arrow. Not because the first one did not hurt, but because you deserve peace more than you deserve punishment. If this teaching reached you today, share it with someone you think is carrying a second arrow right now, and tell me in the comments, What is your second arrow? If this story brought you a little bit of peace today, or just gave you something to think about, I'd love it if you stuck around. Hit that subscribe button so we can keep diving into these forgotten histories and little life lessons together. I put out a new story just like this every single week, because honestly, I think we all need a quiet moment to just slow down and reflect. So, thank you for spending your time with me today. Take care of yourself, and I will see you right here next week.